Hi everyone, this is Achal Soni. Welcome to my channel. One of the prominent Tableau interview questions these days is differences between sets and groups. I know many of you might be already confused about when and where to use these elements and what are the relevance of these. We'll discuss each and every detail, and by the end of this video, I'll ensure that you have a clarity about both these important functionalities of Tableau. So let's get started with the definition. A group is a collection of related members in a field. For example, you have a field which constitutes different subject names like Hindi, English, biology, physics, chemistry, and social science. So you can create categories out of those subjects, like you can combine physics, chemistry, biology as science. You can combine Hindi and English as literature. So this will give you a high level perspective of what the field is about. With sets are custom fields that define a subset of data based on some conditions. So a set will display the data only in the form of a binary output, either in or out. It will just show you whether your data falls within a set or not. That's all. And with sets, you do have a provision of including some formulas or inducing some conditions based on measures. But that is not the case with groups. We'll discuss that in a short while. Let's go to Tableau. Alright, so I'll start with creating a map using state. So I'll bring state over detail and create a filled map. Alright, so the objective now is to split these states based on their regions. I don't have a region field over here, so I'll use groups to create those regions. This is also called as custom territories. If you're not versed with what custom territories are, then just Google it down. You'll find a lot of content over it. So now there are multiple ways of creating groups. Either you can select values directly from the visualization, or you can go to the dimension and right click and create a group. So I'll select values directly from the visualization. So let's include all these states into the north region. So I'll hover over here and you'll see there's a paperclip icon. So paperclip icon represents a group. So one group has been created. We'll discuss how the naming convention follows when you create a group and how the categories get created. Now let's create a central region. So I'll select values from here. Let's deselect this. Let's deselect this as well. Okay. Now again go to paperclip icon. You have two categories made here. Okay. Now let's create the east region. Okay, and finally the south region. Okay, so we have created 4 different regions using groups. Now let's go to the group. You have a new dimension automatically generated. Let's edit this. So you can obviously rename it. Let's rename it as region. You can see there is only one group and there are 4 categories into that group. It's not like that you have 4 different groups, 4 different dimensions listed down. You have just one dimension listed down and it contains all the information about your 4 categories. These have been named based on the values that they contain. So you can see here Arizona, California. So these all are a part of this category. So obviously you can rename these based on whatever naming convention you want to follow. Let's click OK. Also, you might have observed that there is no provision of adding any formula or any condition. We'll see that is a case with set. So let's try to build the same thing using sets. State over detail and a field map. Okay. So in a similar way, you can create this set, and also you have multiple ways of creating sets. I'll just select the values from the visualization. And a set is denoted by two intersecting circles. So let's click over this and create a set. Let's name it as North. Okay. You can see there is no segregation by color, but with groups, when we created a group, those categories were automatically segregated into the visualization. Until unless you bring a set to the visualization, it won't show its effect. So we have a new dimension built over here. Let's bring this over color. So as we discussed earlier, a set will represent your data only in the form of in or out. So these are the values which are contained within your set. So that's why it shows as in, and the rest are not. Those are displayed as out. Now let's create central region. Create set and let's name it as central. Click OK. Alright, so you have another set created over here. So you must have noticed the difference. When we created a group, there was one single group, and within that group you were having the 4 categories. But when you create a set, each set gets created as a separate entity. So if I bring central to color, you can see, I can just see what are the elements within the central region, within the central set specifically, and the rest all states are denoted as out. So this is a big difference between groups and sets, that with groups you can show all the categories at once, you can differentiate them, but with sets, you can only show whether the elements are within your set or not, just in and out. That's all. The another difference between groups and sets is groups occupy space within the data set while sets do not. So if you go to data source and towards right, the group that we created was region and it gets listed over here, but the sets that we created, north and central, they have no mention over here. So sets will come into effect only when they are brought to the visualization, while groups get the fixed values and get listed in the data set. Now let's see the another difference between groups and sets. This is one of the most important differences between these two. Sets are static as well as dynamic, but groups are only static. This means when you make your dashboards interactive, you can have set values getting changed as per the user selection, but this is not the case with groups. If you want to change group values, you'll have to manually do that. So if you go to the group region, yeah, edit, sorry. Okay, so suppose if I want to move Florida to this category, so I'll right click, add to, and I'll choose whichever category I want. Also with groups, you have an option that all the leftover values gets clubbed as other. If you do not create a specific groups for a particular set of values, they automatically get clubbed as others. Just you have to check this box over here, include other, so it will automatically create an other category. Now let's see how sets are dynamic. Sets can be made dynamic using set actions. It enables you to add new values to a set or remove existing values from a set based on the interactions that one might have with the visualization. Let's first see how sets are static in nature. If I select this value, I'll go to set and it gives me options to add or remove to or from a set. So I can add this value to central region. So manually, obviously you can add values to a set or remove values from a set, but dynamically also you can do, like you just click over here and this automatically gets added to your set. So let's see how you can achieve this. Go to worksheet, actions, add action, change set values. Let's name it as add state. We want to run the action on select. Choose the set from here. It's central, and running the action will. So we want to add values to the set. That's why we'll choose this option, add values to the set. If you want to remove the values from the set, you can select this option, or assign values to the set will remove the existing values from a set and assign the new interacted values to the set. So click OK. Okay, alright. So it should work. Let's click on Washington. See, it gets automatically added to the central set. Let's test this for Ohio again. So that's how sets are dynamic as well as static. Another difference between sets and groups is sets allow you to create some conditions or formulas based on measures, but that is not the case with groups. Let's see what is the relevance of this functionality. Let's visualize subcategory profit-wise in a bar chart. Okay. Now let's create a set on subcategory. Create set. The general tab allows you to do the manual selection of the subcategory values. If you go to condition tab, it allows you to create a condition or induce a formula using a measure. We'll see how you can create a condition using a field. You can choose any of the fields which might be of concern. It can be a dimension or a measure, irrespective of whether it is there in the visualization or not. So we'll choose profit only. So sum of profit greater than 30,000. So this will give me all the subcategories that have profit greater than 30,000. Click OK. Let's bring this set to filters. So you can see I have the subcategories that have profit greater than 30,000. Apart from this, let's edit this set again. Apart from this, you can choose the top tab to display top or bottom values. I have already created a video on top and bottom and I will give the link in description. Do check that out. So let's cancel this right now. Okay. Now the last difference between groups and sets is sets do not aggregate your data. Sets just display your data in the form of in and out, keeping the values intact. But groups aggregate your data. Let's see how it happens. Let's create a subcategory profit-wise again. And let's choose appliances, accessories, art, and binders and create a group. So you can see these values have automatically got aggregated. Now let's create a set. I'll choose bookcases, chairs, copiers. Now let's create a set. Set 4. Click OK. Now let's bring a set for 2 rows this side. So you can see no aggregation has got performed. It's just showing the values in the form of in and out. So the reason was Because you have this group dimension over here, that's why the group values got automatically aggregated. If you were having subcategory over here instead of this grouped subcategory, then then the values would not have got aggregated. So yeah, you'll have to take into account what fields are there in the visualization. So these were the prominent differences between sets and groups. That's all for this video. Thank you.